All right, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back. So how are we all doing today? We decided to start now because today has been a very busy day. I was not able to do anything in the morning, different time. So this time I have the only time I have chances now, and I have to come live now. So please, once you come across this live broadcast, I expect you to like it and share it on many platforms of your choice. I have my people. One of us is here, which is Franco Koye. I see you, Franco Koye. I see you. You are the first person to make the comment, and your comment is here with us. He said, "Good day, Mazakai report. As you join, hit like button. Thank you so much." Now, this video is the video, our first live broadcast after what happened yesterday. Yesterday was the court case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which all of you already know what happened. Reactions everywhere and all that. I am here this hour to take us back somehow on the journey so far. And before then, I have to appreciate all of you that support us on what we do here. You love what we do here. You are fan. You are without you, we cannot get to where we are now. So I appreciate you so much. And please, once to join, subscribe in case if you are new, and like the video. When how the whole thing started in 2015, 2014, 2015, even 2013 though, Biafrans were protesting with flag, holding flags. Let me take this video down so it will not distract what I'm saying, because this is the reason why we are here now. All right, this is the main reason why I decided to come live now. I want us to understand that the whole thing did not just jump from nowhere to this issue of terrorism and what have you that people are not using, mainly Igbo people, using that to nail their brothers down and to demoralize those who have something to offer. They want to use it to scare you away. Those years, 2013, 2014, 2015 till 2021, Biafrans were moving gradually, like with the idea of creating awareness and demanding for referendum, and referendum in an open way, like not Biafrans. It's not as if Biafrans are going to have the referendum by themselves. They were calling UN, calling Nigerian government to give a listening ear to know the grievances and what they need to do to keep this union going. Or, since you don't want to do that, allow us to go peacefully. They started protesting, holding flags, demanding listening ear, and what have you. The thing metaphors to issue of Rare, going out on the streets peacefully, holding flags, placards, gathering in a kind of lonely position that are not going to disrupt people's movement and businesses. Biafrans were not even argue with anybody. They started arresting them, picking them one by one, and tying people. If they buy, they come out again, until the thing starts getting too much that people don't know what to say anymore. They don't know how to, respond to some of the things that was going on there. All right, excuse me. Okay. So the whole thing was moving, slow and steady, and they keep on buying people, arresting people, doing some blackmail, trying to label people this and that just because they want to profile their friends. We have Oyekachi Carlo, I see you, and Obi Joseph, greetings to you. Ogwejo, for one of us, our brother, I see you. And Isidore, and the way you to change your name, I don't know if are you Doreen? No, not Doreen. This is I can't pronounce your name, to be honest with you. This is I don't know. This is not a name, to be honest. Maybe because of the way YouTube put it out there. Christopher is here with us. Christopher, I see you. Greetings to you. You're welcome. Please, once you join us, like the video. There's no two ways about it. Like the video and let us know your take and what we are discussing. Because if you have opinion, let me know. I don't mind bringing you in so that we can go it together. Now, when they were doing all those things, then as a human being now, you have to start keeping nursing grievances. It is natural. You don't need anybody to tell you that. Like they buy your colleague, they buy your brother, your siblings, your sister, this kind of thing started happening in our land. And the governor from Southeast then were busy fueling this something, believing that threats, using hash will go a long way to quench the movement and the zeal from the people. That was their, you know, the way they see everything. But people have forgotten that even before the gathering of Biafra, that as we have it today, under Mazen Kanu, he was once a time, there was a time he was.
My name is Nnamdi Kanu, and the reason why we're here today is to protest the killing of innocent women and children, and men for that matter, all over Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. We are not happy, we are not pleased with what is happening, and that is why we're here today. As you can see, there are a lot of Nigerians who are protesting about the killing of families, people who are determined to tear the country.
So we are going to continue with the video. I just want to understand something. Does this person, this man you are seeing here now, the way he talk and the reason why he joined the protest, does it sound like a terrorist? Like, you know, where do you think this issue of terror come from? It is from Igbos, Southeast governors, Igbo politicians. They are the one. And when you see a man like this, Mazen Makano here, I'm going to take it back a little bit. I want you to pay attention to the word that he says, like what comes out from his mouth. Then you ask yourself, can a terrorist sound like this? Or somebody who is bitter, or who have a kind of too much hate on other tribe? Look at it. And he's not a young, it's not as if he's in his 20s when he made it. He's not in his 20s. This is a matured man. And he already know what he knows today. But the difference between him and then and now, is that now he understands that protest cannot change it. The level of people that are piloting and handling what is going on in Nigeria today, they are actually determined to do it, you know, forever. Because to them, that's the way of life. That is how to make their generation, their children, to become somebody in life. They are training their children in schools in abroad, while keeping offices for them, predicting or hoping that their children would be the one to lead you tomorrow. So Mazakan have come to the realization that it doesn't matter how many times you protest, it doesn't matter how many conferences you hold, they are not going to let you be. And likely so, we cannot say that. Hear him again, please. Victoria Wake, I see you. You are welcome. And Ambassador Bright, I see you. You are welcome. Please do me a favor, like the video.
And that is why we're here today. As you can see, there are a lot of Nigerians who are protesting about the killing of families, people who are determined to tear the country apart violently, and it is not something that we support. It is not something that we would like to see continue, and we are here today to send a clear message to the Nigerian government, through the High Commissioner, that what is happening in the country is unacceptable.
He was protesting against this. The reason here is because of the activity of Boko Haram. Because of activity of Boko Haram, then he joined the protesting against terrorists. Is the same man now that the system who failed to answer or reply to Boko Haram all these years are now comparing him with the Boko Haram. So that at the end of the day, they have ended up jailing him now, pronouncing judgment against him than what they have pronounced against Boko Haram. Boko Haram have been existing way too long before this protest. They ignored Boko Haram all this while, even today. Mazen Makano, who was protesting against these Boko Haram activities, is now the one they have convicted him before convicting Boko Haram. I don't know if you're following what I'm saying. I am not here to create ethnic fear or hate. I'm not here to make you feel pained or trying to make you inflict fear in you or trying to convince you for anything. No, I'm not a promoter of tribal war. I don't believe that. In fact, I'm going to make a comment after this based on what happened yesterday, because we all know the people that judge Mazen Makano and the so-called jury that tried him, they are from Oduduwa land. even me, I was like, this is a war between Yoruba and Igbo. But after what happened yesterday, in my own quiet time, I was thinking deep about the whole thing. Then I realized something. I'm gonna come down. I will come back to that. Let's continue.
And we cannot accept it. If that continues, it will lead to the violent disintegration of the country. There will be no more Nigeria for anyone to go to. There will be no Nigeria for anyone to refer to. In fact, what is happening in Somalia today will be like a tea party. So we cannot allow this nonsense to continue. Something has to be done. And the consequences of the actions of terrorism in Nigeria must be driven home to the people, so that even the terrorists themselves will be able to understand that there is no mileage in where they're going. The only thing they can accomplish is the breakup of Nigeria. If they think that they can cower people, if they think they can force people to be coerced into a religion which is not theirs, then they are clearly mistaken. We are asking for peace. We are asking for people to get together. We are asking for everybody who loves Nigeria, who is associated with that country, to please prevail upon terrorism in Nigeria so we can bring it to an end. That is why a multitude of Nigerians are gathered here today. Those of us in the UK are determined to work with the government for peace. We are determined to work with the council committee for peace. But one thing we cannot stomach is a repeat of 1966. What is happening today in Nigeria was the reason why Nigeria fought a bitter civil war for 3 years between 1967 and 1970. If this continues, there will be another civil war in Nigeria. And this time around, no place will be safe in Nigeria. This time around, nobody will be safe in Nigeria. So it is imperative that everybody who has the interest of the country at heart acts now. And
then he was having interest of the country at heart. He still do it now. The only difference is that what he said here, that if this thing continued, is going to bring war. It's going to bring the disintegration of Nigeria in a very forceful way. Some people are now believing that having a say in the city and losing your stand in your ancestral land, in your bushes, simply means that you are still the owner of the land, which is a lie. They are lying to you about that one, because the level of terrorism and Boko Haram and all that in Nigeria today should be a thing of concern to you, because at the end of the day, you will be shouting and begging to leave, even without your land, because they are going to squeeze you to the highest minimum, because you will not have anybody to speak for you, nobody to complain to. At the end of the day, you will be stranded. And he foresaw those things. He said it then that this thing needs to be stopped. You need to stop. You cannot continue this way. If you continue this way, we are going to make a very big mistake. And that has happened. It has continued. Boko Haram is not, when they were making this protest, it was only because there was nothing like ISWAP, ISIS of West Africa, Fulani terror group, bandit, all those names were not there. Now the whole thing have grown to the extent of you can't do anything. In fact, you can't do anything about it. During the time they made this protest, people were afraid to come out and say, I had to identify with the Boko Haram and with the bandits and terrorists and Fulani herdsmen. Nobody have that zeal. Today, people are not on their camera telling you that live with their brother, their children, their husband, and all that. The terrorists themselves are now streaming live. They don't hide anymore. Things have gone nuclear. So this thing should concern you. I said I'm going to say something about what happened yesterday. During the court case, many of us believe that this is an ambush from people of Yoruba land collaborating with Northerners. And we believe that this is not something that people should be proud of. Why must you treat us like this? Do you understand? This is just a kind of battle line drawn by Yorubas against Igbos, and then why Northerners will be, the other side, waiting for any time that the Yorubas will ask for help. they'll be there for them. So I was thinking it that way. But the truth is this. I watched some of the videos on social media. Then I realized that not every Yoruba subscribe to what these judges have done. Not all of them. And it is clear that as bad as the judges, the same thing, like the way the way Igbo politicians are, like how their own normal behavior, which is that they're as bad as the judges, right? They are all the same. These are politicians or political people, politicians that are doing what they can do to protect their interests. So it's not all Yorubas are in line with that kind of thing. Not all of them. Some of them are not happy with it. Some have criticized it publicly. Some of them are not just in line with what has happened, because to them this is not the best thing to do. This is not the way to go. They realize that giving them, giving that kind of support, I guess Mazamunukan is just pure tribal war. But one thing about some of Yorubas that are not happy with this kind of movement, they don't talk. They always keep quiet. They always see their mouth. But when you manage to listen to some or any of them that talk, you will know understand that the person has something upstairs. So there's another thing that everybody have made different reaction, to be honest with you. Joseph Okechukwu said something that I would like to share with us. Hear this from Joseph Okechukwu. Let's hear from him. This is kind of advice. A kind of advice. Maybe you have watched it, maybe you have not. But I want you to listen to what he said here.
Hi, everyone. I hope you're doing great today. Okay, so I have so much to say, but I won't say it all. And it looks like I'm going to speak a little bit of Igbo in this video.
Okay.
So, Obune Boni Igbo, and you're listening to me now. I don't give them money. Unu na yo na funa. Ihe me wana nwoke Nnamdi Kanu. Ihe akwado a long time ago. It's a plan. I don't really know a lot of people who were not expecting this to happen.
Okay.
I personally was expecting it to happen. But always something a caveat to this. Naturally speaking, they have psychologically prepared us enough for it. But no matter how much anyone prepares you for something like this, barefaced, glaring injustice, given that we are in a country where terrorists who kill, and they don't just kill, they do sacrificial killing. They kill in the most horrific manner known to mankind. They just get taken to a place where they call rehabilitation center.
Daniel Smart, I greet you. You're welcome. Please make sure you like the video. Very, very important.
To the Nigerian system. In a country that does this, a country that tolerates hardened terrorists globally proscribed, having peace talks with government authorities, having press conferences, terrorists that disempower pregnant women, take their children, their babies out of their wombs and then kill the babies, are pardoned without even a chastisement, nothing, just pardoned, integrated.
Abonifai, greetings to you.
In a country that is like that, one would expect that to sentence a man like Nnamdi Kanu for what he said in a broadcast. But we are living in a theater of the absurd. Nigeria is the quintessence of absurdities. But that's not even where I am going. Nene Benaga. Na foreign since come with Donald Trump major Nigeria for all their wickedness and crimes. Chukuna Wenya Ike Owe designated Nigeria. That ever since then, when he went there, is we watching there, all of them have been fighting, looking for how to say that it is the problem of Igbo people. No Igbo Melo Trump which will look at Nigeria.
They are saying it.
Nigeria now. The same BBC that coined the propaganda terminology of Igbo Q was the first to fire the first shot by claiming that it was affiliated organizations that carried out the campaign to Donald Trump. They were man against those guys who Kafawe Pidaga Bubendi Bai. Nka make the Kwameko na Chiwoko on your. They put another one. Nka make Wakona be trend on one. They put another one again now. That loss on Biafra. We put some stupid document has now with it from 2021. Meanwhile, Trump had already designated Nigeria in 2020 before. Natural death. So basically, if you look at it, if you have no everywhere, now try to against where Bundi Boki, before Donald Trump, we put them in land in Nigeria. He had put the plan. Had Choka.
Mark Spencer, let me know what you mean. Excuse me. Let me know what you mean. What is the news all about? He said, Kai reports there is very sad news right now in Aba over the killing of an Igbo military soldier that is on a vacation in his house. So bad guys went last night and buy the guy, and military is picking people in the areas this morning. They buy the guy for what reason? Like, I don't understand. Who buy the guy? What happened? What happened? Because this is the reason why Joseph Okechukwu is saying what he's saying now. And what he's saying now makes a lot of sense. Or what he said in the video make a lot of sense. We should not react on this. Because, to be honest with you, I believe what he said. Even if you want to react, it's not something like this. It shouldn't be now. Let's continue. You know, I often say that Nigeria is pregnant, right? And people don't understand. Anything is possible. Anything is totally possible. But let's hear from him. Maybe you can throw more light on that.
Nigeria within them, and all that fear of family carry out their plans against Igbo. That is why Nnamdi Kanu to me, not as a surprise, but as a setup or distraction or setup. Actually, can the buy react here? Can the buy be to declare that to can and Igbo can we bruising the befa uniform? Whichever Bassin will go serious threat in that place. Then we see also we can declare state of emergency in a buy. We put the uniform. Repentant in one way. We only share on our people. And we repentant terrorists, as in our police, a big each and in our IT as in army. The bank 1 month since the Civil War, of 1967 and 1970, Ayati were anywhere close to freedom as we are today. Not for once. Chicken and Nagasako Belanyo. No be here your brother now, because I'm in a place where I should know. I have never come across an Igbo person. Maybe there are one or two exceptions, but it's hard. I've not come across an Igbo person that deep down in their soul does not wish and pray for Chineke na Tuzana our Iberigi and freedom. Only with this pain and this burden now everywhere. One now was as your own brother no see me maybe that na Chineke na zage belawa, not that no na Jesus zage already. They were not just a provoke why can he make something or by me to the Makana Chibia Eluayaka Obuna put second by name. Yeah, was set up. So I joined you with that video. This has a video to as many people as possible. One day by name and I'm saying, who open a day ready to now go now Nabia at the US Congress hearing on the designation of Nigeria. Hearing now take place right now. A congressman, black man, literally was speaking about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to the hearing of the whole world. The whole world media not there. The guy when they disgrace Nigeria with the case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu even mentioned that the guy had to defend himself with sickness and everything. Yet terrorists are walking around free, holding press conferences. Nigeria is dancing naked, completely naked in front of the whole world, and only Nigeria seems not to know that it is naked. Happen in Nigeria, okay? Happen in Nigeria. Una daba wanana trap in Nigeria. Dono muna kananti, chidono muna aga. Una wana overreacted to him because decision on our brother Mputia had to decided. I would not speak more than that. On our one we buy a trap to Bakara because I ain't about a trap for more debts for us. Don't worry yourself about Mazi. Lotana Mbagia today, one night okay. Yeah, but that. And it will happen soon. God bless you.
Okay. This message is two ways. It's two ways. I won't lie. First and first, I'm not a promoter of violence. I am not a preacher of war. All right. But the truth is that self-defense is allowed. This idea of let us not do anything, just be peaceful, they're targeting you. What did we do before they targeted us before? I'm just asking. Did you do anything? What is that thing that we reacted on that warrant the previous buying of our people? Nothing. So it's not an excuse, but I can tell you that I don't think this is right time. And he said something that since after 1967 to 1917 Civil War, that our people have not come close to freedom like as it is now. But he don't want to talk about who made it possible. I'm not trying to attack him. I'm just trying to let us know the reason why when we said that our people are the main problem of our, of themselves, we are our own problem. We are not saying that because we want to make you feel bad or feel good. But that is just the reality, because if you know, like he said, that our people are now close to freedom like never before, then what stops you now from doing something to even make it more closer? You are still waiting for America to be the one like, yeah, should we start celebrating that one of the congressmen, mentioned Mazen Kanu in his conference? It's good, but I don't think it's worth. It's something that people should start celebrating, because whether you like it or not, our people are going through a lot, and we must be the one to lead this freedom. You don't need to wait somebody to come and do it for you. The more they buy people, the more it will even get closer. But the thing is that do we want to buy people? God forbid. Do we celebrate when people died? No. That was why we like me, for example, I don't subscribe to the idea of protesting anymore, because to me it looked like a childish play, just like a childish activity. There's no need for you to go out, keep on pretending that you are carrying placards and protesting. There's no need for that, because the more you do it, you look more vulnerable, more weak. And the only thing that you must not let terrorists and their financier to know is that you are weak and you are panicking. Once they notice that, you were gonna. That is just a fact. So this idea of let us just fold hand and wait and all that, I'm not saying you should attack anybody, but there's no need for you to preach that kind of thing. Because what exactly did we do before they started picking us and buying people? Nothing. Like our brother here is telling us what is going on in Abia State. Before the sentence, before the court sentence or court case of yesterday, they have already mounted police and security in Southeast. According to Sahara reporter, that is security in Southeast was heightened simply because of that pronouncement. They know what they're going to give. They know what they're about to do. They're prepared ahead of time. Remember all this while they keep on conjuring your mind to accept whatever they're going to give to Mass American and all that. The reason why I started this program by bringing to you video of Mass American back then in London protesting against terrorism, against Boko Haram activities, for you to know that he's against terror. Formation of ESN is against terror. In case if you don't know, is against terror. And people who are now telling you that those things that he formed is the reason why you're now facing security threats in our land, they are the one that produce counter security or counter group against the formation of ESN to make it look like forming ESN have indicted him as Olubunigwe. These are all mind games. But the annoying thing here is this: our own people are the one playing this game to them. Instead of them to come out and play it by themselves, our own brothers are the one playing these games for them, and they're using it to excel. That's the annoying part. The most annoying part of all this is what I just told you now. Remember, after the 2015 and all that, when Masakano ran away when he ran for his dear life, when military invaded his home, he ran away from Nigeria, right? Which is very, very justifiable. And some people are telling you, no, they know this truth, that they want to tell you that Masakano running away from his house is a kind of a way to run away from trial. Igbo people started talking about it. Then the people holding him or trying him use that against him. And in their mind, they are using that against Masakano. They think that it's about Masakano alone. It's not about him alone. In case you have not noticed, that most of the things that they're using against Masakano happen to originate from our own people who claim to be somehow advisor or a commentator. Look at what he said a few weeks ago, that Masakano defending himself and calling for witnesses, like when he listed down some weekend and rest of them to come for as his witness and all that. When he did that, Abaribe said that giving Masakano that kind of space to talk in court like that is just like approving Radio Biafra. And that could be the reason. I'm just saying, I say it could. That could be the reason why and they said that Mazakano is not going to have access to the device. Because they Biafra have already, liked that kind of mindset, and he has spread it to the minds of those who want to persecute him by any means necessary. So our people are the one that started this kind of attack on our own, and wait for others to, do it for them properly, which is unheard of. No other tribe do that, only our own people. When Mazamekano was kidnapped, PM started Simon Eba. Before I go further, let me read the comment from this guy, this our brother, to know what exactly he's talking about. He said, Kai, there is a very sad news. Okay, I think I've gone through this one. I want to know what is going on there. According to the information, the bad guys was saying that he is a Nigerian soldier, that they jailed Mazamekano. It was due to this brother Okechukwu statement that made me to send this message. Yeah. Okay. This happened where they called Kantas by Ohauku, and there is a military everywhere as I write this message. Okay, that is normal thing. We have been seeing that. You understand? And are you angry? Are you angry about it? If you're angry, I'm angry as well. But let us not forget the reason why it is so easy, just like walking in the park. Mazin Namorokano was kidnapped and PM started because of inability of DOS and their dozer attitude, like their calmness and stupidity added with foolishness. They couldn't do what they're supposed to do, not to attack anybody, but at least stand on that mandate that Mazin would have left, or what he gave to you guys to move with. They started trying to change it, trying to add their own, and an attempt to do that, on an attempt to add their own, they started missing the steps by which Mazin have set everything to run with. PM saw that as somebody who have idea of what Mazin actually was talking about. He called Mazin wife, stay away from this gangster. These are grown-up men that have different interests from what you have. The two cannot coexist. Your husband may be, condoling this kind of thing simply because he was trying to filter bad, good people away from from all of them, because you cannot just push everybody away. When you push everybody away, maybe you actually push together with good people. He opened door for everyone of Bata. So he came down he was one picking. To tell you that Mazin was very, very eager to pick real, genuine, sensible people. That was why, because of that readiness in him, he was able to dictate who PM was or who PM is on time, and made that pronouncement that this guy, what he's doing is good. Listen to him. He actually ended it by giving warning. PM, don't allow it to get into your head. I know that. PM said, no, we're not. We know all those things. Then when he was not here, he sent message to them to, tell him to give him a slot. In the Biafra, they refused. Proving that that thing that Mazin saw and said that he need 100 men. When you have thousands of them around the body, you still maintain that you are still looking for 100. Because he was busy filtering, picking the good one, and managing the bad one, so that they're not going to go out and start committing nuisance. He was managing them very, very well. Then PM started doing understanding the system that Mazin, is fighting. The system, the government of Nigeria and everything. PM understood them very, very well, better than everybody that have worked with Mazin America all this while. those who claim that started with him in 19 Brigadier, those who claim that without money that they are the eyes, the annual armor bearer and rest of them and all that. PM understand the language and what Nigerian government, what Nigerians as an entity actually understand, which is being tough and being fearless. That is why today a well-certified terrorist will carry rifle, doing safety, and nobody will think of arresting or even interrogating him. People will come out with with their camera, with camera facing them and everything, and publicly supporting Ndoboniwe, believing that nothing will happen. And truly, at the end of the day, nothing will happen. But you that is trying to be safe, like what Joseph is saying now, let's not do anything so that it's not going to trigger anything. We don't need to do, let us be watchful on what we say, because once you say something, they will think that they want to say something again. They will arrest you. Why? Because you look like you want to say something that they perceive as illegal. But people who don't care, who are willing, they are ready to push, they are ready to do something, they will panicking and trying to pretend they don't see good activities. So for you to survive in that kind of environment, you need to be tough and determined to do what you want to do. That is exactly what happened. And that is why terrorists are commanding respect in Nigeria today. You that is trying to be civil and everything, you are being, they keep on probing you, arresting you, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. Now, IPOB and Mazokano's wife refused to take that step that they're supposed to take. You see, my anger on Mazokano's wife is not about what she, the way she decided to side with DOS and all that, but what she did against PM is, that is the height of it. Whatever she is not in her mind with a Mazokano is not actually my problem, because this is his Mazokano's wife, and Mazokano happened to be her husband. So I am not in a position to to start talking about their relationship and their affair. But you see, when she abandoned everything and started, she don't care and pick fight and start picking fight against my sister Maneba and conniving with Branko and DOS to label PM as a bad person. That is when I said, oh, this woman, you can never ever represent anything good. Do you understand? Because it is done very, very, very much clear that she can never ever represent anything meaningful. Now, I want us to see some of the reaction from DOS people after the sentence, after the pronouncement, or after the Mazokano's sentence yesterday. Some of them made just few posts, and I would like to share that with you. Then after, we are going to also go to see the reaction of Mazokano's wife. All right? These and other things is what we are going to see here before we end the live broadcast. At least maybe this broadcast may get to 2 hours. All right. So in case if you are here, I'm just telling you now, we must touch everything that brought us out. Everything that we're supposed to touch, I'm going to touch it before we end it. So this is the. Okay, let me bring it up. Allow. Okay. Now, pay close attention to the write-off from, this is China Saworu's on X. If you are familiar with DOS and what is going on, this name shouldn't be a stranger to you, even though you may not know him in person, but his name A lot of people know this name. Former chairman of African. Okay, no. Sorry. I don't want to read any other thing apart from what you're supposed to read here. Yeah, which this is what I want to read. Not this one, not that one, please. The Okoko said this, please disregard this fake news. Simon Ekberima is not an IPOB member. As of yesterday, after the court case, DOS are still calling PM Ekberima. Listen, after knowing what you know now, they don't feel remorse of what they have done. They don't care whatsoever. They are still talking as if they are right by doing what they have done. My question is, why? Is there anything they are seeing that we don't see? Is there anything? Because you left everything that Mazakano represents. You claim you know how to do it better, but you are not moving it. You got stuck. You said they all got stuck. They said that they're moving to underground for political solution. They came out fighting each other without any solution. They're now going back to attack PM again, and they gathered to go to Finland to report to PM, to report PM in Finland. You know, testifying negative things against PM and expecting Nigerian system to give you justice. That's why I find it difficult to believe them that they actually want Mazakam to be released. As of yesterday, this guy is still making this post, telling his followers to disregard this fake news of fake news. Simon Ekberima is not an IPOB member and has nothing to do with IPOB. Nigerian DSS trying so hard to link him to IPOB with Northerners and some criminals whom they claim they are sponsors, of IPOB ESN. Now, when you click here, this is the write-up. How will I share this to you now? Okay, let me see if because the best way to share the video is not here. This screenshot. Okay, I'm gonna drop it. Let me see if I can open it from another angle and see how so you can zoom it. Where is it? I'm searching for it. I don't know where I've saved it to. Just a moment. Oh, shit. Okay, let me save it again. Let me save it again. I don't know where I save it to. Save as. Okay, let me just put it at desktop. Okay, it's already in desktop. Okay, download. I want to, zoom it in such a way that you can see it easily without, so you yourself can read what the video is all about. Okay, I have it here on the desktop. Okay, now let me just go out and share it again so that you yourself can see it. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do now. Okay. All right. So watch out. So I cannot zoom in now. This is from Daily Trust. Daily Trust. They are the one that made this publication. As you can see here, they said no fewer than 7 suspected commanders of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, allegedly linked to the jailed Finland-based separatist agitator Simon Ekpa, are currently facing terrorism charges files by the Department of DSS and all that. Now, come down here. He says he's one that crossed it with fake. You know why he crossed it with the fake? That these are Igbo people. Oh, after reading this thing now, that at the end of the day, they may, declare them, sentence them, maybe death sentence. That's just the fact. Maybe. And the only reaction from this guy, who already know that that Nigerian government are favoring confirmed terrorists, they know this. It's not as if it is not a new thing. Like, they are aware of this. They are aware of what Nigerian government is doing, but he's busy trying to tell you that PM is the problem. I don't know if you're following what I'm saying. He's busy trying to tell you that PM is the problem, that the PM is not IPOB member. The write-up here, let me bring it back again. The write-up is telling you that Igbo youths are going to face this thing. To you now, it doesn't matter. What matters is that as long as they are not, after all, they are not IPOB. And and tomorrow you'll be asking who is your problem. Now, let me bring it back again so you see it. Read this headline news again. Just a moment. The file is not appearing up again. I don't know why. Let me take it. Okay. Now, when you look at this thing here, please disregard this fake news. Simon Ekweremah is not an IPOB member and has nothing to do with IPOB. So, the most important thing to this guy is that as long as he's not an IPOB member, keep on go. Just go out and share it. Spread the news that he's not an IPOB member. But the content of the message should give you concern. Should be a thing of concern that Gumi and many people are moving freely. Bandits are having meeting, dialogue, so-called meeting with government officials. They are meeting them. And they are buying their military and soldier. Nothing happened. Like, you see how they're moving from place to place to people now in Aba, like our brother said here. I'm not in support of buying that Igbo soldier. I'm not in support of that at all. Buying anybody, I'm not in support of that. But you don't see them picking people in the north where they're buying soldiers, where the way they buy the general Oba. They don't have committed those places. Then who did it? One of the boss, one of the commander of that terror group that bought Oba is now in Nigerian custody, and they have sentenced him just 20 years, not death sentence. Do you understand it now? And they're not telling that commanders, which how sure are you that these are commanders? You could be random guys they picked and said that is commander. Do you understand? And they're telling that they are going to face terrorism charge. A way of eliminating you. So that by the time the jungle mature, you won't have anybody in the jungle anymore. You will be left behind without having anything to stand with. DOS and their group, they are not helping matters. They are not representing. Everything about them is upside down, backward and awkward. And I want you to understand that people who understand the way they are operating, the way what you need to do, they are the one that these people are fighting against them, making sure that they will not even do anything or represent. They just want to stop everything at all costs. Now, I want us to go through another post. Just before I bring the video that I want to play. Let me bring this one for you to see. Why I'm saying I'm displaying all those things. I'm showing you those things is for you to see it yourself. I can just ignore it and just talk about it and leave it like that. But I always prefer you to see it so that it will not be that somebody said and somebody tell you, or maybe you do not know about that. I want you to witness it yourself. Witness it yourself. Where's my camera? Okay. Just a moment. Therefore, bring yourself together. Keep praying, not to worry too much about Master. There is a reason. I believe that reason, when it comes, there will be joy. God's will is perfect, and God is with us. That's very encouraging. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. The only thing, there's nothing to worry much, even though it is painful and it hurts so much when people mock you, with that, because some people are laughing and mocking and saying all manner of nonsense cutting, just to those things that will irritate you the more. That's what they want. They don't want you to be happy. They want to, these joy killers, it gives them joy to know that you are, worried, you are stressful, you are crying. That's what gives them joy. They want to see you crying. And these are people telling you that let's move one Nigeria one. Anyway, I think the whole thing is not responding. How many of you remember this? Let me play it before I share what I want to share. This is Buhari when asked about Mazda Khan.
And the one we are calling Kanu, do you know he has 2 passports? One Nigerian, one British, and he came to this country without using any passport. Do you know he brought an equipment into this country, a sophisticated equipment, and was broadcasting for Radio Biafra? Which kind of government do you want to have?
But we wrote an editorial against it in Premium Times.
What?
Premium Times wrote editorial against his radio station and called on the federal government to stop that.
So he should be given bail to go away. There's a treasonable felony against him, and I hope the court will listen to the case.
Okay, Your Excellency. Well,
did you hear that? Did you hear the part where he says sophisticated equipment for Radio Biafra? What kind of equipment is sophisticated for broadcasting? Like sophisticated equipment for broadcasting. I have tried to come up with something like example of that sophisticated equipment for broadcasting. He has 2 passports and he came into Nigeria without a passport. That he using British passport and Nigerian passport, but he came into Nigeria without a passport. That's what he's saying. Do you believe that? That says no. Now, this is a man who told Fulani from Sahel that as long as we are from ECOWAS country, you can move freely within the region of ECOWAS and open border for them through Niger. They flooded the country. They told you that they are foreigners. Truly, they are foreigners. But who invited them? Under whose watch? Do you have immigration? Yes. Who stamped them in? Under his regime. And he's there telling you that man came into the country without passport. I don't want to go back to the time of Osman Dafodio, who also came into the country without a passport. You know, these guys are very, very, they are very, very funny. But we are here though. Okay, we have to touchlight it in as much as we can, just to remind us the situation on ground, for you to know where you are and who you are. Now, I saw this post from General Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, this handle, and I've been reading from him this, since a couple of days now. I've been reading some stuff from this person. Okay, sorry, it's not even out. So I've been reading some stuff from him, and I think he's making a lot of sense. Now, he said, these two clans in Igbo land played major role for Nigerian government to secure the conviction of Nnamdi Kanu. They orchestrated propaganda against Amonekpa, the second to Mas Nnamdi Kanu, not knowing he is the blockade stopping 2020, November 20th, 2025 illegal verdict. Of course, DOS are wise, mocking the right, because it is so easy to read that note, for them to read that sentence yesterday, because they already know that you won't do anything. They have break the wings. The contact, the strength has been damaged. Using people like a mega gift we are seeing here. And of course, China Sawol. So many of them, those of them that decided to attack PM, the only thing they can say after their verdict is, finally, Justice Omotosho has sentenced Mas Nnamdi Kanu to life imprisonment for demanding for Biafra. That is a mega gift headline. You get the point? What is the essence of putting finally? Sounds like, oh, wow, now let me relax. Wow, finally. All this battle, we are not to relax. That's what the said. That's a comment it sounds to me. Then here, China Saworu says something again. I have to save it before, bringing it out, but I don't have the time, to be honest. Let's just read it this way anyhow. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu conviction is political one. However, the ruling underscores adherence to international law in a high-profile case like this, and Justice James Omotosho Justice Omotosho should know that this conviction lack both public and international acceptance. Now, in case if you don't know, one of the things that that judge said yesterday is that it is true that rendition, the way the issue of rendition, that it is true that is illegal, but and agitation, the man can have right to agitate, but according to Nigerian law, that we are not allowed to agitate. So meaning that Nigerian constitution will have to, overall the one of international law, which I'm not a lawyer, but I think it is not, that is not how it's supposed to be. I'm not a lawyer, but I think it is wrong. I think it is wrong, because if you say that, that means international law, you will not be offended, you will not commit, that means you won't commit. There's no way international law will hold you responsible for anything that you do, because once they approach you, tell them, no, I did it in my own country, and my country permit it. For example, if you are committing act of terror, maybe you are practicing Sharia law, and you are chopping people's head and all that, in your Sharia law maybe is allowed. So international committee don't need to arrest you or question you, because you are practicing Sharia law, and that Sharia law is your country law, meaning that it supersedes the word of international law. That's not how it works. Because if that is the case, nobody will commit a crime then, because international law is a law that will make you as a nation or as a country to coexist with other countries so that you will not cross boundary. For example, country that produce oil, if you're a member of OPEC, so do you go out there and do things the way you want because you have your own law? Then what about country's economy like GDP? If you are running down, you are running the country down, and because you are in your own country, you are following your own constitution, you think it's just like that, just go, no problem, nobody should talk about it. That's not how it works. So I don't know why he felt like that. But they have to say anything just to justify the judgment. You understand? This is the extent they go, the level these people went to bring this justice, this illegal justice, and the so-called Master trial that looked like a child play. Now, before I go further, Mazi Namorikano's wife, okay, have made in a kind of reaction. I will play. Let me bring her video before we move further, because there's other clip that I want to play. But let's start with Mazurkano's wife. What she said after the judgment. Okay. This that woman, Ikego never. Ikego. She's not representing at all. She's not. Hear this.
Friends, lovers of freedom and truth, lovers of justice. It's been a long day for all of us. It's been a very, very long day. Annoying long day, not unexpected day, but a day that we knew that would come sometime, at some point. I just had to wait for Nabi Kim to go back into the house, because I haven't told him what happened. He's asked me about the court, and I said, it's the usual nonsense going on. And he said, okay. We have seen what transpired today in the court between Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the kakistocratic. I have always called Nigerian government kakistocratic government of Nigeria. What happened today is not something unprecedented. It is something that we know that this is what they want to do, even though some people don't realize that, but this is something that has been planned, prepared a long time ago. Although at some point we would have averted or evaded this type of behavior in the past, but notwithstanding, God alone understands why it has to come this way or go this way. Mind you, this is not about some political misunderstanding or misconception happening anywhere. This is about Biafra. So if we understand what Biafra is and understand what it entails and understand the people behind Biafra, the unseen hands and the seen hands, then we will understand what this whole thing is about. Also, if we understand who we are as the Igbo people, Igbo, there is something about us that the enemy does not want to but we are very special. I keep saying that. And at some point, God, in his infinite mercy, would make us known. as he has purposed us to be. So I need to be fast so I can go back in. I'm in the car trying to make this quick video before going back in, because then Nabi Kim will come out now. I don't want him to hear me. In Nigeria, a judge cannot ask a defendant to open a defense on terrorism related charges without reading out the written law under which the court is trying that person. Okay, so the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, Section 36. I mean, I'm sure that is very familiar to everyone now. It provides that a person shall not be convicted of a criminal offense unless the offense is defined and the penalty prescribed as in a written law. So what Omotosho has done today is a written script for him to read out. Everyone could hear him, everyone could see that he was reading a script handed over to him, and that he could barely read out some of the words in his own very written judgment. How interesting. How interesting. I've had to quickly tweet and post the travesty of justice today regarding how Omotosho ignored the Constitution's requirement that no one can be convicted under an unwritten or unknown offense. He forced Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to take a plea under a repealed law, which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu refused. So show me where it is written before I can enter into a defense. And that never happened. Omotosho refused blatantly, flagrantly, to issue written rulings on serious applications. So you could hear him reading, you could hear him counting thousands of lines of hours of account. But then he refused to issue a written ruling, which he ought to have done first, but never did. He told Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to put all objections in a final address, then blocked the final address. So if you were Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you will be as outraged as Mazi was this afternoon. You cannot ask me to put my final address, put it down, write it down, and then you block it. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has right, is his right, to put a final address down, to write it down. But Omotosho blocked that and decided to read out those nonsense he called count. And he refused to, first of all, decide whether he even had the power to try the case. We kept talking about jurisdiction. I have always talked about jurisdiction. Nigeria government has no right to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He who comes to law must come with equity. Or he who comes to equity must come with clean hands, rather. Excuse me. So it's also in the spirit. If I'm going somewhere to lay a complaint about someone, I ought not to have done something, rather lay a complaint first. So Nigerian government decided to take Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, They kidnapped him, tortured him. After 8 days, they brought him to...
Did you hear what this part where she's talked about? If you want to come to equity, have to come with clean hands. Is it? Oh my goodness. This woman, this woman is very, very funny, honestly. Okay, you actually know this. You actually know this. You want to defend yourself, for example, in the court. and you know that the way they're trying, the way your court case is going is not good, and you know that this trial is illegal, and you know that everything about it is not normal. You know this, then you now turn around and begin to push the same narrative that you know that you are avoiding, that is illegal, on another person. You gathered and labeled PM as a bad person. You guys cooked up people that would testify against him. You signed fire and signed petition claiming that he committed it. Oh, he committed, crucify him, he committed it. Then you now turn around and say, no, don't say that to Master Khan because he's innocent. We all know that he's innocent. But you don't need to turn against PM and do what you guys have done. Where is that your clean hand? Where is that your clean hand in the presence of this equity now? Where is it? Like, where is your clean hand? Are you pure? Everything they have, I don't want to go deeper about it so that it will not look somehow. Master Khan is innocent. We all know this, that he is innocent. But this idea of trying to make it look like it is his fault. Oh, because the moment you are backing people up to do that to PM, you are validating those doing it to Master Khan without knowing. Some of you know, but I think not everybody know, because you are blackmailing PM, and at the same time you think that condemning other people, blackmailing Master Khan is not normal. Evil is evil. It doesn't matter where you see it. Or if I thought this woman have sense, as long as Master Khan is facing this kind of illegal trial, you should add your voice on any other person facing illegal trial. Not alone. I don't know how to put it. Not just that you want to condemn it, okay, but you don't need to get yourself involved. You don't need to be part and parcel of those who are working or doing something to make PM, what it is today. You supported it. You started taking picture with Bianco. No, you connive with everything. People traveled from different parts of Europe to Finland to protest against PM, holding placards. The same thing Udele did in Abuja against Master Khan. How can you say those things and to you is normal? And you are the wife. You are in UK. All this trial, even you have all the time. The announcement was made that on 20th will be the final judgment. You will know where to be found. And when you hear this news, I know some people, some women that was with us yesterday when we are broadcasting, that was very, very, like, their tone, their body language. In fact, they are very angry because they have not stopped. They are very angry about that news. Even today, they are still angry. Not only women, even men. Like our brother, I don't know if he's here today. Amadi Chigozie. He was very, very down yesterday. But see the wife. If not that we have put her picture here, some of you may not even know that she's one talking, because her voice is very, you don't sense anything, anger. Let me take it back. So where did we stop now? Okay, 7 minutes. Now see how she started the video. You understand what I'm talking about? See how she started the video. That she even admitted that this thing is that they are aware that this thing will happen. That we get to this point. It will get to this point.
Good evening, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom and truth, lovers of justice. It's been a long day for all of us. It's been a very, very long day. Annoying long day, not unexpected day.
Not unexpected day. Not unexpected. That is from the wife. You see her voice. Very, very. Did you sense anything like someone who is downcasted, like someone who is down, somebody who, I don't know how to put it, someone who felt who's in so much pain? Did you notice something like that in her voice? I don't think so. I doubt. Watch again. I will start. I will, after this. I will drag it back to where you stopped.
Lovers of freedom and truth.
No, what did I say?
Lovers of justice. It's been a long day for all of us. It's been a very, very long day. Annoying long day, not unexpected day, but a day that we knew that would come sometime, at some point.
Not unexpected day. A day that we knew that will come at some point. What does that tell you? Madam Ojugo was here yesterday, very, very down. So many people. But you can hear the wife. You can hear what she said. That is not it's not unexpected. That this is a day that we knew that it will come at some point.
I just had to wait for Nabi Kim to go back into the house because.
So let me
complain about someone.
Let me start from here.
If I'm coming, if I'm going somewhere to lay a complaint about someone, I ought not to have done something. Rather, lay a complaint first. So Nigerian government decided to take Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, They kidnapped him, tortured him. After 8 days, they brought him to Nigeria. And then,
have you asked yourself why they kept him in Kenya for 8 days? Because they were someone, according to somebody. I'm not with Nigerian government on this. I'm just trying to let you know what somebody said. That the reason is because they were thinking that they don't know the ration of IPOB. They felt that we don't need to overdo. Let's see the ration. When Mazi is disappeared for 8 days, let's see how people will react on that. And that is where Biafrans have picked. They hold that against Kanu. Because during that interval of 8 days, Kanu was telling people that Mazi is in the mountain praying. And he was aware of that. Do you understand? And I don't know, but this is my own personal opinion. I'm not saying that this is verified. What I'm about to say is not verified, yo. So don't hold it and say, okay, report say no. I'm just telling what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm wrong. That I have not seen Kanu in the court in Abuja all these years. I don't know if maybe you have seen that. You've seen him. I have not seen him, and it's not as if he's running away from the Nigerian government. Maybe there's court case against him. I don't think there is anyone. But why is it that he's not there? Why? Judging by the fact that he knew that Mazi Kanu was in Kenya 8 days, and he was telling people that he's in the mountain praying. The wife, her activities all these years. If they ask to rate her, what will be your ratio? What will be the rate? What will you rate her? Her performance all this while. How will you rate this woman? knowing what you know, hearing what she's saying now.
Decide to try him under a repealed law, which we have refused. So a few gaps there where we should have stood on our discharge and acquitted and stood by it. Regardless, that would be revisited, and we are going to appeal. Of course, we are not going to sit down and fold our arms for Nigerian government to deliver something that they have planned, a verdict that they have written years before now. We won this case. They were not happy about it. They went to Supreme Court, even though the Supreme Court messed around with the whole judgment, but they did say to them, you are trialing him on a wrong law, change it. Nigeria never changed it. Where is the treasonable felony gone? Where is the location of the crime? Where is the location of the crime? Did Omotosho mention it? No. One of the reasons I came on live is to point at just one single point or one single loophole. Omotosho cannot give a verdict on an evidence that was not inclusive in the previous, or the evidence tendered in court. Everyone keeps shouting, oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, burn down this, kill the policemen. What were the policemen doing? Policemen were shooting protesters who were unarmed. But that aside, did any person come to court? Was there a witness in the court who came in to say, I committed this crime? Or was there a person that the police or the DSS or the Nigerian government brought into the court and said, this person committed this crime because Nnamdi Kanu incited them? None whatsoever. So in Omotosho's verdict, he was counting everything, and he counted about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wanting the British embassy to be burnt down and Katrina Lang murdered. How on earth? How is that? So you see, when I say that the Nigerian government and all their nonsense is of aristocratic nature, it is not a joke. It is not a joke. So with all the maxed people in the court who kept saying, I'm unaware, I don't know, this is where Nigerian government wants to go. This is where they want to go to. Or life imprisonment. He would have mentioned death sentence then. Why didn't he mention it? He should have said death sentence. The thing is, we're not here to make any noise, but to continue to tell our people that this is
truth must be told. I don't think she called Mazi Nnamdi Kanu my husband. I did not hear that part. She said, okay, you said, Kai, underline that word. She called Nnamdi Kanu, but my husband, who will show any pain in her voice. I don't understand what you mean, to be honest with you. But my husband, who will show any pain in her voice. I don't quite get what you're trying to say. This woman this woman has some secrets with her about how they captured Kanu. You listen to her, you can say that, my dear. That's from this our brother. Tai Vadezan. I hope I pronounced that well. My truth must be told. Let me understand what you're trying to say. Let me understand because I did not hear her calling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu my husband. I think what she said, my Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What I'm trying to say is the reason why I'm actually playing this video is not about another thing. But I believe that ordinarily, if somebody that is dear to you have this kind of issue, you'll be somehow moody. You'll be somehow down. Like, not that I drive any joy seeing somebody down. And another might say that she should start pretending. You don't need to pretend, because it's not in you, it's not in you. You cannot force it. If you truly love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a wife, Do you think this? No, nah. You know what I mean. Anyway,
an orchestrated pattern. We know the hands behind this. The British government being brought into this very case in order to say, oh, Martin Nnamdi Kanu is international. Take this point, international terrorist. They are stupid. You know, this is the kind of person who would be in an examination hall. They would give him copied whatever, and he would copy both the person, his matriculation number, and the person who gave him a note to copy from. He would copy everything. So even though you can see that Omotosho was reading a script handed over to him just this morning or last night,
that is
he was just
exactly
coming
what
to
I'm
court
saying,
to
my
read it out.
brother. That is exactly what I'm saying. I have not seen Kanta Khan in the Abuja since 2021. Please, I stand to be corrected. Maybe you have seen him. Let me know. Kanta Khan, the only person you see there is Fine Boy, the younger one. I mean, she never addressed Mazam Khan as her husband. Okay, we are saying the same thing, my dear. Never. That's truth must be told. So Canada Khan, I said it. Why is it that after when they heard Mazam Khan ate for 8 days, this guy, he was aware of that. He did not say anything. He kept quiet. He kept it for himself until they sent Mazam Khan to Bongo. I think the day they landed him in Bongo. The news, breaking news, right? But Mazam Khan is out for 8 days. The guy was telling people that Mazam Khan is in the mountain praying. Just like Sanak Bawan was telling people that Mazam Khan is somewhere to answer national assignment. You remember national assignment? You remember how many of you remember national assignment? So these are something that we need to understand. This woman, the ration and everything, the body language will tell you the truth. You know, let me not just go for about I cannot forget what her role in going to Finland, thinking that taking PM away will somehow soften soften the release of American, which is not true, because what they did, in case if you don't know, is to even help Nigerian government for this so-called verdict, which is sentencing American the way they pronounced it yesterday. And her anger on Jimako and Maxwell is second to none. I see you, Ray Biafra TV. You're welcome. Emmy Special is here with us. Greeting. Emmy Special said, let me take it step by step. She said Mazin Namodekano, and she failed what she did. I don't know what I mean by that. Is it ABD? Is it and? I hope I got it right. Okay, and she find what she did because she is moving him and deceiving her gullible that we believe her. She cannot deceive everybody. The moment they begin to 5 p.m., anybody that call PM Ekberima, what in Finland, this and that, and reporting PM to dragging this internet bantam war to reporting PM to Finland, they back it up with those evidence video from other like and the rest of them in name of labeling or profiling PM. They are all the same boat. These are the people that open door for this kind of judgment against Madagano to come. One of the reasons they prolong it all this while is for them to have soft land like what they had now. Do you know that after the pronouncement, no governor, nobody have made comment from Southeast. They're all, please, like I said, I stand to be corrected as well. I'm talking about those well-known politicians. They have not said anything though. We are still waiting to see what could be their reaction. They don't say anything. They're just adamant on everything. Ray Biafra said, "Good evening, Mazakai. Good evening to you. From me, for me, she is evil. She, of course, who is that in that? Who is that in that? If you know, the PM was like the only lifeline. The only lifeline. Look at it today. Look at it today. Now they have convinced. They have sent Mas American. They have claimed they are come with the judgment and all that nonsense. Are you going to expect? Okay, let me just put it in the normal way. Do you expect the US to do something like? Are you expecting something from them? Ration, anything? The answer is nothing. But the celebrated PM court case.
Not to analyze anything, not to actually pass judgment. It is right there before. They think Trump is not intelligent. Is that what they think? They think the American government is as aristocratic as they are? No. For them to rise and say that there is Christian genocide in Nigeria, it means that they have done their work. They have all the evidence. So these scripts, when someone gives you a script to read, you have to.
So you yourself believe there's a Christian genocide? Is it PM? Is it Simon Eber? Is it the one committing the genocide? No. Since you guys know how to file a case, how many cases have you filed against those committing genocide against Christians? No. Since you guys know how to offer yourself as a witness, how many have you witnessed anything? What are you guys doing? Apart from setting buffet in the streets of Europe and having free food, dancing and having merriment together, what have you done since 2021 to 2025? Complete 5 years. Absolutely nothing. And you are, let me not just go there, because I believe that all of us already know. Yeah. Already know what they're capable of doing.
Act the part. These people are so aristocratic, they cannot even act a script. Omotosho could barely read out the verdict. He didn't know the words. They were handed over to him, and he was reading something that was never ever mentioned in the court. You cannot pass a judgment based on excluded evidence. You cannot just by yourself put in something that you feel you need to add to pass judgment on an
That was what I was saying, my dear. That's what I was saying, because they delayed it because of PM. We all know that.
Innocent man. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist. There are terrorists running around in Omotosho's village. Is it Eruka? They recently attacked location by ISWAP. We have one of our brothers who was just murdered 2 days ago by the same ISWAP. How many of them have they convicted? None whatsoever.
And how many case files have you submitted? None whatsoever. How many protests have you organized against them? None whatsoever. Protests, not the kind of, I'm talking about the legitimate protests of setting booth and wearing, bringing Biafra attire in the streets of Europe, bringing masquerade and cultural dance. No, that's not what I'm talking. You are just entertaining yourself. You guys having carnival.
None. But it is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is right before his eyes. They're running around. You can't. When he said to you, you cannot, because you have no evidence of, no shrine or no proof, no shred at all. Excuse me. I'm just too tired. There's no shred of evidence, no shred of proof. So this is a written script. They have interpreted it the way they have chosen, but we will fight it. I got Hinshia, I got the dog, I got Hinshia. Hama, they don't know what they are in for. They are angry that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is courageous. You can see that bit they keep talking about this. You cannot convict a man who is innocent. You have no proof whatsoever. So this script they are tagging, you're using somebody who has killed Igbo people. You're using, all of a sudden you're raising his face that he's a pro-Biafra. That boy in Finland is not a pro-Biafran activist or anything. So these are all propagandas. I want our people to understand how the government operates, how they work.
Now, she's trying to provoke people so that you will be the one to, explain this very, very blunt, like very, very stretch it very, very well. Man, not that I'm hiding anything here. I just want you to understand something, because ike niile bụ nshi, ike niile bụ nsị. Onye tiela aka n'ike ọ na-achọ gịnị ma ọ bụ na ọ bụla nsị. That boy in Finland, onye na-egbu ndị Igbo. Really? Really? Let me take it back again.
So this is a written script.
Listen.
They have interpreted it the way they have chosen, but we will fight it. I got Hinshia, I got Lugi Dog.
This 4 to 5 years now, you fight nothing. Why? You did not fight anything. Okay? We find the middle market. I don't think we face this day. Lolo, what is the name of this woman? That Lolo, many of you, you know the Lolo I'm talking about. Is it Lolo Gochi? No. Lolo Neka. Is it Neka, right? Lolo Neka. She have done more important, she have done more than the wife of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You can see the mentality of this woman. Even in the midst of this illegal judgment that everybody is condemning, you're still dragging PM to that. That boy in Finland. That boy in Finland. You want him to be killed. That's just it. All of you want him to be killed. At the same time, you pretend that you want Mazi Kanu to be saved. And you say, this is why I say that speaking good English and big grammar is not actually, it's not a reason to label somebody that the person is intelligent or smart. No, because that's just a mere language. Anybody can speak. Like some people know how to speak language easily, like different language. I have seen someone that speaks China, Igbo, Pidgin English, Hausa, Yoruba. One person. Some know how to speak Spanish, French, English, and maybe one other language. Who did the gifted? Not everybody. If you are attacking PM, because even in Nigerian court, Nigerians are using that, like they're using that to prove a point that even Finland convicted this person. Is in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you would then use it as well, as low as Udene. he managed to use that narrative just to remind you that the more you keep on singing, Samaraba have done this and done that, what you are doing, you're actually opening more doors to validate any illegal pronouncement against Mazamokan, which these idiots, oh sorry, I don't need to use that word, which some of them, if not all of them, have done that. I'm very angry, to be honest with you, about this statement. She used blackface. She used blackface glass, and she no more. Let me bring up your comment, please. Comment that more readable. She used blackface glass. She knows more. No, I think it's not the glass is not black. It's just that she's in I think she recorded herself at night and she claimed that she's in a car. You understand? I don't even care about her face, about her look. What she's saying is what actually matters to me. What is she want to fight? He said, what is she want to fight? Jukwamo, what exactly? With a mentality.
Hama, they don't know what they're in for. They are angry that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is courageous. You can see that bit they keep talking about is you cannot convict a man who is innocent. You have no proof whatsoever. So this script they are tagging, you're using somebody who has killed Igbo people. You're using, all of a sudden you're raising his face that he's a pro-Biafra. That boy in Finland is not a pro-Biafran activist or anything. So these are all propagandas. I want our people to understand how the government operates, how they work. And there are some certain information that we will not be able to release out here in the public. Annoying law now. We won this case. They were not happy about it. They went to Supreme Court. Or one single loophole.
I'm glad.
Was there a witness in the court who came in to say, I committed nature. It is not a joke. It is not a joke. So with all the maxed people in the court who kept saying, I'm unaware, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. This is where was there a witness in the court who came in to say, I committed this crime? Or was there a person that the police or the DSS or the Nigerian government brought into the court and said, this person committed this crime because Nnamdi Kanu incited them? None whatsoever.
You know, like I said, if we begin to analyze this woman, I don't want us to make a mistake. Do you understand? This is a group of people that gather their own group to go to Finland to attack PM. They don't even hide their face. Okay, matter how bad, that they are very, very, very determined to do evil. They have decided to commit crime just to make sure that whatever pronouncement they were going to land on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it is valid. So that boy in Finland is not pro-Biafran activist or anything. Who are you to tell Biafrans or tell the world who PM is? Who are you? The same nonsense that you guys are saying. Who elected him? Nobody elected him. He's answering prime minister. No, I did not cast the vote. I did not vote. Who elected him to become prime? They are saying that now Nigerian government, Nigerians are using the same thing. Go and check when that man was reading that sentence or whatever he called it, that when he was reading that long note, that long write-up that he was reading there yesterday, he says something there that Mazi Kanu was not elected by anybody, that he imposed himself He's very arrogant. The same statement that is, when I started, I told us that our problem happened to be our own people. They will be the one to, start off something, and the system, the entity will carry it and do the finishing. Just like Berebe said, that Masamikano broadcasting on, having access to devices, just like listening to Radio Biafra in the courtroom. Today, they called Hannah saying that don't give him any device. Disconnect him from it, disassociate him with any device. This is the problem.
So, in Omotosho's verdict, he was counting everything, and he counted about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wanting the British embassy to be burnt down and Katrina Lang murdered. How on earth? How is that? So you see, when I say that the Nigerian government and all their nonsense is of kakistocratic nature, it is not a joke. It is not a joke. So with all the maxed people in the court who kept saying, I'm unaware, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, this is where Nigerian government wants to go. This is where they want to go to. Or life imprisonment. He would have mentioned death sentence then. Why didn't he mention it? He should have said death sentence. The thing is, we're not here to make any noise, but to continue to tell our people that this is an orchestrated pattern. We know the hands behind this. The British government being brought into this very case in order to say, oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is international. Take this point, international terrorist. They are stupid. You know, this is the same. This is the kind of person who would be in an examination hall. They would give him copied whatever, and he would copy both the person, his matriculation number, and the person who gave him a note to copy from. He would copy everything. So even though you can see that Omotosho was reading a script handed over to him just this morning or last night, he was just coming to court to read it out, not to analyze anything, not to actually pass judgment. It is right there before. They think Trump is not intelligent. Is that what they think? They think the American government is as kakistocratic as they are? No. For them to rise and say that there is Christian genocide in Nigeria, it means that they have done their work. They have all the evidence. So these scripts, when someone gives you a script to read, you have to act the part. These people are so kakistocratic, they cannot even act a script. Omotosho could barely read out the verdict. He didn't know the words. They were handed over to him, and he was reading something that was never ever mentioned in the court. You cannot pass a judgment based on excluded evidence. You cannot just by yourself put in something that you feel you need to add to pass judgment on an innocent man. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist. There are terrorists running around in Omotosho's village. Is it Eruka? They recently attacked location by ISWAP. We have one of our brothers who was just murdered 2 days ago by the same ISWAP. How many of them have they convicted? None whatsoever.
Please, is he not coming out? Margaret said that it's not coming out. Is that true? You guys cannot hear what she's saying. What is she's saying? Please, can you confirm? Can you hear what she's saying? Please let me know. None.
But it is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is right before his eyes. They're running around. You can't. When he said to you, you cannot. You cannot, because you have no evidence of. No shrine. Oh no.
Please, my sister, refresh your phone. Refresh your phone. People, Obi-Wan have confirmed that. Amaji Goze confirmed that as well. So I believe you. It is very clear even from my end here. So please, check your device. Check your device. Thank you.
proof, no shred at all. Excuse me. I'm just too tired. There's no shred of evidence, no shred of proof. So this is a written script. They have interpreted it the way they have chosen, but we will fight it. I got here, I got look it up, I got here. Hama, they don't know what they are in for. They are angry that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is courageous. You can see that bit they keep talking about is you cannot convict a man who is innocent. You have no proof whatsoever. So this script they are tagging, you're using somebody who has killed Igbo people. You're using, all of a sudden you're raising his face that he's a pro-Biafra. That boy in Finland is not a pro-Biafran activist or anything. So these are all propagandas. I want our people to understand how the government operates, how they work. And there are some certain information that we will not be able to release out here in the public. But no, begin to reason deeper than you do to be able to understand how governments operate. There's something I wrote in the past. There is narcissism in the world, but then there's also narcissism in the government, how they operate, especially the Nigerian government, where they have a problem with inference. You can imagine a foreign minister right there in front of the whole world saying that he does not have enough, or he didn't have enough data of number of Christians killed in Nigeria. And the point is it about Christians being killed, or is it about Muslims being killed? What is the point? Or is it about the human lives being wasted every single day in this country? Innocent lives, children who should be protected, guarded, and safeguarded with everything possible in life. They have no idea what to do with human lives. So terrorists are in their villages, burning down places, kidnapping people, killing people, and all of a sudden they want to tell it that, oh, this is IPOB who are now killing people. They should know that the world is USA is much more intelligent than they are. Look at the country that wants to be included in the United Nations Security Council. How can you be in a Security Council when you cannot safeguard tiny bit of life like this? The newly born baby's life, you can't safeguard it. And that is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu speaks about, and that is why they're upset. But you cannot find someone you don't understand the entirety of their embodiment. God has positioned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has brought out Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for this purpose. And the earlier these people understand this, the better for every one of them. The better for every one of them. I will let this, I need to go to Sutton that we came out and catch some sleep. I've not slept for the past 24 hours now.
All right, so that's the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. God. You know, all this that she said, everything she said here, the one that, you know, caught my attention the most is that part where she talked about that boy in Finland that have buried Igbo people. She's aware that many people are protesting against her husband, that her husband buried people. Some of them hold placards. Igbo-speaking people. Ask this woman, when you see that kind of video, how do you feel? Do you feel happy, like somebody's holding pictures of dead people, like the soldier and the two soldiers, the female and male soldier that died? They say that it's because now what they can. Even the one, anything that happened under ESN under Bubago, under anything at all, they will tell you that it's Namorican. Namorican. How do you feel when somebody do the same thing to your husband? If at all you say have feelings for him, because I don't think the way you call him, what you said here, like I said when we started, before now, that I knew some people that was very, very moody yesterday because of that news. They couldn't even control themselves. And if I compare their reaction and and your own, it is just like a night and day. But the one thing I can give to you is that you thank God you did not pretend. You just maintain you are proud of what you're doing. Very, very proud. You don't need to stress yourself, which is okay. Which is okay. So as they gave the judgment yesterday, because I'm moving to another thing. After that judgment, today, or is that today or yesterday night? I believe that bring today. That's last night. This thing happened in the north. Makandina convicted sentence him to life imprisonment. You are trying to convict an innocent person. Well, this is what happened yesterday in Nigeria.
Yesterday's date is the 20th of November 2025. Yes, yesterday night.
Okay.
Today is the 21st. Bandits in their numbers attacked. They stormed St. Mary Primary and St. Mary Private Primary and Secondary School, Papri and Gwara local government area of Niger State. They stormed that school yesterday night. These guys came with over 60 motorcycles. 60. I'm just telling you fact. 60 motorcycles, and they came also with van. They came with van. Now, that school is a boarding school, a mixed boarding school with boys and girls. They kidnap over, right now, I can't give you the exact number of students or pupils that are missing, but it is over 100. 100. I'm telling you that fact. Over 100 people are said to be missing, including teachers and students.
This is new one, fresh. All right, and just the same yesterday that Omo Fufu just decided to read that sentence. I guess Mazam Namodikan. The terrorists are doing what they know how to do best. So, in case if you're not aware,
this one happened yesterday night.
Okay.
In Niger State here. Papri, the school name is St. Mary Private Primary and Secondary School, Papri and Gwara local government area of Niger State. These guys came with over 60 bikes and van. Right now, we can tell you, I can confirm to you right now that the number of people that are missing is not yet verified, but we are looking at over 100 because the van that they came with was full. It was full. It was so guys, these guys have started going to schools now. See, we are at war. You know the story. We are at war with bandits. So now they have shifted attention to schools now. They have now shifted attention to boarding schools. You know, on Sunday it was Maga where they kidnapped 25. We are still looking for the 25 that they kidnapped, yet to be found.
Oh, wait for Omo Fufu. So that is it. In one country that some people are telling you, let's pray for the country. Hear this.
A show of shame today. A show of shame. A country that the people who make the law does not obey the law. Just look at the show of shame in the court between Nnamdi Kanu and the court. There's a pure show of shame. The judge cannot defend the law. Somebody is asking him, show me the law. He cannot show it. It's only saying you can appeal. Appeal on what? That's medicine before death.
Yeah. This is a serving soldier. A serving soldier.
Show me the law that you want to use. You cannot. And this is the same country that somebody is defending criminals that are killing us. Criminals that are killing us. Somebody defending it. This is the same country that governors are welcoming criminals. This is the same country that I know what I face in Giwa Barrack. I go to the bush to cut firewood for them to make our food. But Boko Haram, called repentant Boko Haram, were using gas. Their food were well tested and prepared. But we, as we are going to cut the firewood, we are even keeping some soldiers to prevent our life. This is the same country that a soldier will be sick and he will go to the hospital.
So everybody with their own grievances. Now let me play it from beginning.
For the simple reason about the conviction and sentence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by the federal court in Abuja. Well, fact number one, this is a political trial for the simple reason that the allegation of terrorism could have been levied against many Nigerians, either Boko Haram, Fulani herdsmen, even the OPC in Lagos. I was loyal to Frederick Fashion, loyal to several of them, evangelists, Elujoko, several of the leaders of OPC, and I know the level of violence. Two, this is also a trial that has been unfair in many ways. But the real question is this. The trial of Nnamdi Kanu's conviction is a political trial of Ndigbo, for the simple reason that even if those allegations are true, there still would have been no trial. As many Nigerian terrorist enablers, those who have spoken in favor of terrorism, are free. Now, this is where it comes home. Ndigbo are facing persecution and have been tried politically. But we should resist every anger to turn this into violence or killing the Southeast. It's a trap to destabilize the region. And so the first lesson is don't do it. Second, Ndigbo is being tried because they are politically powerless. So this is the time for all Nnamdi Kanu supporters and friends who are angry to come. Let's build a strong political movement, take power in the Southeast, and bring governors and senators who have the guts, the competence, and the ball to defend, protect, and ensure equal justice for Ndigbo. Now is Kanu's conviction.
Political movement. Personal interest. We come together, let's build political movement so that we can take power back. And like your black, you can take which power back? Do you know what is Sharia law or not? Anyway, that cannot work. Or cannot? How can it work, my brother? How can it work?
Well, fact number one, this is a political trial for the simple reason that the allegation of terrorism could have been levied against many Nigerians, either Boko Haram, Fulani herdsmen, even the OPC in Lagos. I was loyal to Frederick Fashion, loyal to several of them, evangelists, Elujoko, several of the leaders of OPC, and I know the level of violence. Two, this is also a trial that has been unfair in many ways. But the real question is this. The trial of Nnamdi Kanu's conviction is a political trial of Ndigo, for the simple reason that even if those allegations are true, there still would have been no trial. As many Nigerian terrorist enablers, those who are spoken in favor of terrorism, are free. Now, this is where it comes home. Ndigo are facing persecution and have been tried politically. But we should resist every anger to turn this into violence or killing the Southeast. It's a trap to destabilize the region. And so the first lesson is don't do it. Second, Ndigo is being tried because they are politically powerless. So this is the time for all Nnamdi Kanu supporters and friends who are angry to come. Let's build a strong political movement, take power in the Southeast, and bring.
Is that they try to identify grievances of people in a particular area. If it is in Imo State and probably there are some IPOP people who are not happy, they hire good hoodlums from outside the Imo State. They bring them in pretending to be IPOP, and they commit this crime and they they go away. So it is not about IPOP. Yes, we agree. We have aggrieved IPOP members, but I can tell you, those who are doing this destruction, most of them were brought from outside Imo State.
So, if you say that they are really not IPOB members, another insinuation that a few commentators have put into this is perhaps the military operations that we saw in the past few days, which of course you also commented about. Is there any link between that military operations and what we saw in the last few days?
As I speak to you, honest political leaders and religious leaders have approached me to encourage military to come around because these people have created fear into the citizens by their dastardly act. So it is not about the military. If anything, our people want the military around so that they can have sense of security and go about their businesses without fear of any molestation.
But in what we have seen, you said that you are going to send a report to the federal government on what is happening. So how do you then handle the situation going forward? Your people need assurances that they could be safe in their own land, in their own state, and in their own community. Any guarantees for them, the ones that you have done immediately and the plans that you have for the immediate future?
Yeah, yesterday the former Inspector General of Police visited Imo State and addressed his men. The Vice President visited Imo State and gave word of encouragement to our leaders and had a very serious meeting with security agencies that brought hope back to our people. As I speak to you, normal businesses have resumed in Imo State. People are going about their businesses, particularly given the manhunt embarked upon by security agencies, trying to ensure that those who escaped from the correctional facilities, correctional services facility, are brought back to the yard. So you can see, if you go around Owerri now, people are doing their businesses. Normal businesses have also resumed. And we have also continued with our governance approach. We are doing our normal businesses as a government because the intention of these wicked people is really to distract and destroy our government. But to the glory of God, they were not successful. How do we imagine that people are already organizing press conferences in Abuja, trying to address press as to what they thought that could have happened in Imo State? But God stopped.
All right, that is it, and I think I will end it here so we can continue later. I did not finish what I want to do here, but I have to end it now. Please bear with me. Thank you for joining me. God bless you. Please, if you have not liked the video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you again. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.